Hello everyone, coming at you with a rapid reaction video from tonight's game. Slightly different location tonight. Was at IG Field tonight for this game, and I had a great time. Obviously not the result I was hoping for, but still it was a very competitive game throughout, more than the score might indicate. I also want to say shout out to the Bombers fans. Very classy group, very welcoming. Had some good conversations with them. But ultimately, they went home happier than I did. Anyhow, tonight just seemed like a missed opportunity. Ultimately, the interception in the first half got down inside the 10-yard line again, and then another deflected pass winds up in the hands of the defense. It's happened multiple times this year. Rears its ugly head again, and I can only think if we'd gotten a touchdown on that drive, the game could have been a lot different. As such, it didn't happen. Winnipeg eventually got down. They got the first touchdown of the game, and while Edmonton was always in it, you just weren't sure that they were ever going to get over that hump and take the lead. The offense is still very inconsistent. We saw at times what Cornelius could do tonight. Obviously, that deep ball to Mitchell was a thing of beauty, and he ran for a lot of yards. That was kind of the problem. So many of his rushing yards are on plays that are meant to be passes that are broken plays, and he scrambles and gains yards. It's good when you have a quarterback that can do that, but it's also not something you necessarily want to see happening a lot. As such, defense again kind of turned in. Its typical performance was really good for a while, but as the game wore on, they just kind of wore down. Did a really good job slowing down Brady Oliveira in the first half, limited him to 35 yards. But toward the end of the second half, you just saw that Winnipeg offensive line just kind of started leaning on the Elks defensive line, and Oliveira just ate up some yards at that point. So while people might look at the box score and think that it was a domination, it really wasn't. Defense did a pretty good job overall, I'd say, with the exception of that Dembski touchdown that was obviously just a busted coverage. Deep safety has to know he can't let anybody behind him at that point. But again, it's just the mistakes every week that kill this team. You had the center not getting the snap count, the receivers going into their routes before the ball snapped. Got the tipped balls, just all these things, just various mistakes at key points in the game that slow down drives and just keep Edmonton from getting a lead and having a chance to win. I know the next couple of games are going to be tough. We got BC at home and Winnipeg. Then we finally get a bye. But hopefully after that, we're going to see this team take another step forward and come out on top in at least one of these games. It's going to happen at some point. There's too much talent on this team not to get at least a few wins this season. And we'll see where those come.